Vanakkam and welcome to the Car and Bike Show on NDTV. We are in Chennai, so that of course you guessed, and a lot of you would also have guessed, and after looking at my helmet anyway, that this is the new Renault-Nissan plant. It's all looking very scant and empty right now because of course full-fledged production has not begun here yet. It's just the basic inauguration of the plant, so which means the infrastructure for manufacturing of all these cars that are coming from Nissan and Renault in the future is ready. So actual production begins only closer to May, and then you go to full capacity for about 8,000 cars per day by about September or so. So it's going to be scaled up here. But the Micra is ready to roll in India in a few months' time, also to be exported out of India. Let's first quickly give you a glimpse of the inauguration and what that was like. Now what you're seeing here are pictures of the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu inaugurating this plant. Carlos Ghosn, the CEO of Renault and Nissan's alliance, was very much here in Chennai for the same, and the cars rolling out are the all-new Micras. Now, the car debuted at the Geneva Motor Show just a few weeks ago, and of course it's going to be made in different parts of the world, but here in India for major European markets. So over 30 countries will be supplied the Micra from here in India. So we'll show you a little bit of the way the production is going to be here in Chennai, and also what the car looks like. You're all dying to know. Here's a look at what's coming up on today's program. We get you up close and personal to the all-new Nissan Micra.
That this is a very important milestone.
A very special exclusive chat with Renault Nissan boss, Carlos Ghosn. All right, so there's plenty coming up on the program. Now, of course, I feel like a child in a candy store. I say this every time I come to a car plant, but look at it. They all look like jelly beans right now, don't they? 6 colors here with us on the new Micra, and it's a mix of some which are for the Indian market and some which are for export. So we still don't know exactly which ones are coming to India, but you can get a pretty good idea of the kind of cars you have. I love the blue, for example. It's nice and bright, very cheerful looking, and it's a right-hand drive, so I'm only going to start guessing that this one is coming to India. But like I said, we have some export models here as well. What's interesting is that most of the spec seems to be common, and so that's again encouraging. Few changes and a few differences. We'll talk about that right through, but there you go. There's a left-hand drive that's destined for Europe, for one of the European markets. And again, even in black, the car looks pretty good because in this particular color, I think it tends to look a little bit bigger. So I suspect that black will probably be pretty popular here in the Indian market too. In the front, you can see that this is perhaps one of the higher end variants because you've got a little bit of a chrome strip here in the middle in the grille. It's a very small grille, not really much going on there in terms of definition, but the chrome definitely looks good, especially on this color. You can see it's a short hood as well, so your hood line actually begins from way up here. That's what is interesting again. So you've got a big sort of, a lot of metal in the middle here on the face that goes down into the chin, big Nissan logo. That's pretty typical of the kind of styling we've seen from Nissan and Renault vehicles, in fact. Now, this particular one is again one of the high-end versions in white, also looks pretty good, and you can see that this one has alloy wheels, so it is one of the high-end versions. This is Bridgestone. You've also got some cars which are carrying MRF tires. So again, I'm guessing that that depends on which market it's heading into, what sort of supplier agreement they have with those manufacturers. Again, chrome in the front, so this is one of the high-end versions you can make out. And it's a nice clear headlamp. It's also big and has a little bit of a bump and ridge here. Overall, it reminds you a lot of the previous generation car, and yet it's something bulbous and bug-like about it, which is like the old car, and yet, like I said, it's got contemporary enough elements. Still, it's got a retro feel, isn't it? The overall styling, the face of this car has a little bit of a retro feel, but at the same time, you have certain elements or certain new features that come in on the new generation car because, well, here's one, for example, little button here. As you approach the car, that is actually what unlocks the car. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, this is the key hob, so it's a keyless entry and no real key as you can make out. All you need to do is have this in your pocket, approach the car, press this little button, and the car unlocks. So, like a high-end car, that feature. So, interesting, and I think a lot of people might appreciate that. Also coupled with a start-stop button, but I'll show you that in just a bit. Let's carry on about the styling first. Now, come around to the back, and by the way, you can see a little black button here as well. Same thing, when you approach the car with a whole lot of groceries, you don't have to take the key out of your pocket. Just press that, and the car unlocks. You can open the boot and access it. The boot's not bad in terms of space. Of course, it's not going to be the biggest boot in its class, but you can put in one really big full-size suitcase there, a couple of small ones, and of course, your day-to-day stuff. No problems at all in terms of accommodating those kind of things.
Tuba.com,